Welcome to the Bad Boys TV. My name is Charles, the butler, the manager of all the Bad Boys Club members.
Charles, what are you doing?
I gotta go make the Bad Boys Club some cookies.
Yeah, you go make cookies. That's what you're good at. Hello everyone and welcome to the Ozone, your source for OSWA, Wrestling and Beyond. I'm your host for this week, Bobby Popham, and let's get right down to the top stories here at OSWA. Folks, we are a little over 2 weeks away from the biggest event of the year, Heroes vs. Villains. We have a stacked card, but first I want to talk about the Generations title. Keith Cage is finally starting to bulk up, considering he has a lot on his plate, being the number one contender along with Michael Manson, and of course, having to look over his shoulder for his former tag team partner, Jamar Anderson. What does Keith Cage and Michael Manson have to say about Heroes vs. Villains and the Generations title? Why don't we ask him?
Standing by here with Michael Manson. And Michael, tonight you had a very tough match with Keith Cage in the ring, trying to become number one contender for the Generations Championship. Fortunately, the match ended up in a draw, tried to make him submit out. How do you feel about how the match result, and what makes you believe you're the rightful number one contender for the Generations Championship?
See, tonight I was working as hard as ever. Last show, I couldn't make it because I had an injury and the board of directors wouldn't let me wrestle. But I've been pursuing Kip Bryson with everything I had in the tank. And Kip, your cowardliness will only get you so far. I almost took... Oh, hey, Keith.
It's funny. You talk about the Generations Championship as if it means something to you.
It does.
You see, that title is nothing to you. It is my legacy. I am the first ever Generations Champion.
I had the fastest win.
Congratulations. But you know one thing? I won that belt myself. I didn't go in on a beaten person such as you. And second off, I won that belt without my face being covered. Come April 30th, I don't care what happens. You can fake that knee injury all you want.
I have a good reason for that.
What's your good reason?
I thought it would be really funny.
Funny. What'd be funny is your dreams being crushed April 30th, because I'm sorry, Manson, but when it comes to that match, every man for himself. May the better man win.
So it looks like it doesn't matter who's in Keith Cage's way. It looks like he's got his eyes set on the Generations title. But the question is, can he take down Kip Bryson? Arguably the most decorated Generations champion in the OSWA history. Heck, just ask him. Speaking of the Bad Boys Club, JQ's the leader issued a challenge to former Ultimate Champion Rod Boldt at the last show. Unfortunately, Rod came out to address the fans, saying that the OSWA and the doctors would not clear him to have another sanctioned match.
And most of you know, I had to take some time off last year. Missed Heroes and Villains, degenerative disc, arthritis, blah, 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 whatever, you don't want to hear it. So I had to go back to the doctor. And she told me I can't do this anymore. Before you start flapping your gums,
I heard that.
I'm out here trying to tell these people that I have to retire, and you better have a good reason to be out here.
I'm not talking to you right now as Jake Hughes. What you're looking at now is Jake Hughes. And you don't owe it to me. You don't owe it to the Bad Boys Club. You don't even owe it to Bobby Popham. You see, we started something. The second O show, you earned my respect. And there isn't a competitor in that locker room as tough as you. I'm telling you the God honest truth. I respect you more than anybody in that locker room. This isn't some act. This isn't me trying to get something. I'm telling you the truth, Rod. You owe it to everything that we built together to wrestle me one more time.
You know I love you. You know I respect you. You know you're my brother. But if the doctor says I can't, then the O says I can't. I'm sorry.
Now, Rod, as the owner, I can sit here and tell you that that is true. Until you get a doctor's note We can't allow you to have a sanctioned match here at OSWA. But of course, that doesn't stop Jake Hughes from having a few things to say about the former Ultimate Champion.
Well, you know something? I come out here at the beginning of the O show and I lay down the challenge to Rod Boldt, and I thought he would be man enough. You know, I had respect for you, Rod Boldt. I really did. We started something special here over 3 years ago in the house that Hughes built here at the arena. But let me tell you something, you're not looking at that same person that faced you so many years ago. Because right now what you're looking at is Jake Hughes, the person that's retired more people in the OSWA than anybody. I've taken out Brozilla, I've taken out Johnny Walker, I have taken out anyone and everyone that crosses my path. And Rod Boldt, I think you're going to be next.
Last but not least, let's talk about CultureFest, the second annual CultureFest 2016. All-day festival right here at the arena in the OSWA headquarters. Starts at 12 o'clock. We have a lot of things going on. But one of our traditions is a corporate tournament to determine the number one contender for the corporate championship. Now, Curtis Coleman has said that he will put his corporate championship on the line to whoever wins the tournament that'll be held during the day during CultureFest. Brody Dillinger has already said that he wants to enter the tournament. Let's see what Brody has to say about the corporate championship.
OSWA fans, we got a lot to talk about this week, don't we? How everyone's cashing in their ticket, so to speak, to be a Heroes versus Villains for April 30th. Make sure you're there, guys. But while everyone else is getting prepared, seems like I'm still kind of searching for my spot. I can tell you where that spot's going to be. We'll get to that in a minute. We're going to go 2 shows back when it was supposed to be me versus Curtis Coleman for that corporate championship. And I cashed in my golden ticket. The timing was right. And then Curtis, you faked a knee injury. You were still too scared to get in the ring with me. So you had Jake Hughes sub in for you, who I took to the limit. And I hit him out of nowhere with a haggis hanger. Jake was out for the 3 count, and Kip Bryson pulled the ref out. And I have proof. And if that wasn't enough, we keep moving on through the match, and Jake hits me with a stay fresh like that was going to keep me down. And what happens? It takes the entire Bad Boys Club to keep me down. Once again, I have the proof. But now it comes up to Heroes versus Villains 4. Where do I fit into all this? Well, Curtis, why do you think it's nothing but bright lights in front of you that you're about to shine your Heroes versus Villains? There's something you might want to think about. There's this thing called CultureFest. It's kind of like the big pregame for Heroes versus Villains. A lot of fun. Make sure you guys are there. They just announced the Corporate Contenders Tournament. And who's in that? You're looking at it. And I hate to go ahead and do this to you, fans, but spoiler alert. Here's your winner. So Curtis, go ahead and start training real hard and stay fresh, because you're looking at the next corporate champion.
So it looks like Brody Dillinger has one thing on his mind, and that is going through the corporate tournament, going to Heroes and Villains, and beating Curtis Coleman for the corporate championship. Folks, we are 2 weeks away from Heroes versus Villains, our biggest event of the year, April 30th. CultureFest starts at 12 noon, goes all the way until 9 o'clock. Heroes versus Villains starts at 7 p.m. Folks, we are on social media, we are out there online, but there's only one place that you can go to check out all of our videos, all of our promos, all of our pictures, and all of our articles. OSWA.TV. You can also check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and all the other social media links right here in the description. Folks, my name is Bobby Popham, and there's only one place you need to be this weekend, and that's at the arena, right here in my building.
Among honorable warriors and soldiers, there is an understanding. The non-combatants, those that would go and assist others, the diplomats, those you are to leave your hands off of. 2 weeks ago, you attacked me, a non-combatant. This has nothing to do with Sir Prasad and you. This has everything to do with you and myself. You attacked a non-combatant? If that is the way you wish to deal with this, very well. You seem to travel with your lovely wife. Perhaps you could consider the ramifications of your actions.